I recently just got my job back.
Well, the problem is, which is still a problem. We used to hire state very we got you to say shit. You mean? So we
I
can't.
mean, I was scared, you know, I
No,
didn't
I
know
know,
what
but
to
we
say.
can't talk to you about the kids, we have to talk to them about this. Does that make sense? Because you do this, this, this. And then we say, hey, Pat, tell us what Pat, Kale, tell us, you can't make me out statements. So we ask the judge to order and to order to make you that you keep calling them. And I think the statute lets it, orders it, but it's not really private. People are private, which is like 500%. But in order, you have to take care of it. You won't, now, if you pass it, doesn't mean you get it, it doesn't.
Yeah, I can't afford it.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
Okay, well, I'll address it. It's the power that we're going to choose. Now we have,
Please rise. 34th Court is now in session. Martina Brooks Green presiding.
Steve, can you grab the prosecutor,
yes.
Tim?
Judge, how do you want us logistically? Do you want to?
Yep, no, you're good right there, and your client can come right up next to you.
There.
And we are live streaming, so. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
My OIC was supposed to be here. No?
Did you see Cameron for this morning? Who is it? Oh, Officer Gerard, I have not seen. Pardon? You can shut the door. While you're sitting there, you can take the masks off as long as we're appropriately social distance. As the witnesses are called, they can take the mask off when they get up there. If you have to approach the witness or whatever, leave your little area, you got to put it back on. All right. Calling a case of People versus Eric Bomarito. On behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Erin Wilmeth, P82085, appearing on behalf of the people.
And also with that exception too, if you're not comfortable taking the mask off, obviously leave it on. On behalf of Mr. Bomarito.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sanford Shulman, appointed counsel, appearing on behalf and with Eric Robert Bomarito, who is seated to my left.
And Mr. Bomarito is also seated. And this is a live exam that was set this morning. Is the prosecution ready to proceed?
The people are prepared to proceed. Just as a formality, we would ask for a mutual order of sequestration, looking at the
You
courtroom.
can't even let anybody in the building.
Yeah.
Anyway. It's kind of academic these days.
It is, Your Honor, but it's taken a little different posture, given that people can actually watch on YouTube.
That's true. I mean, we're on live.
So you can admonish any future witnesses who are potentially watching it to not watch it.
That's fine. Yep, absolutely. And Ms. Wilmeth, you'll have a conversation with them too, as to not watch the YouTube video.
Correct. The witnesses that are here.
Even in the future, because the YouTube's
Right.
up is streaming, you know, and it'll be live until it's deleted.
I absolutely agree, Your Honor, and will do.
And my understanding is that the people only have one witness.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead and call the first witness.
Thank you. The people call Karma Carr.
And then do you have is there a victim's advocate that's in here too? That's the jail. You're not going to get anybody to
I
answer
thought I
that.
came through this door.
No, Jamie, Officer Garcia's got it. Yeah, nobody's in there. Come on up. And when you get up here, can you raise your right hand? You don't have to sit down. You can. I got to be able to see you. Can you? Can you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth? You promise me? Okay. You know what? When you sit down, if you want to, you can take off your mask. Okay. Is that better? Yes. Do you know what's your name?
Karma.
Can you spell that?
K-A-R-M-A.
K-A-R.
K-A-R-M-A.
Karma. Okay. And Karma, how old are you?
10.
Do you know the difference between the truth and a lie?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Can you say, instead, do you see that little microphone thing that's sitting in front of you? That does not amplify, it only records. And this lady over here that's gonna wave at you, Paula, wave at her. She's recording everything that you say. So you know how the questions that I'm asking you, you keep saying, You have to actually open your mouth and you have to say yes or no. You have to give me words. Can you do that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, perfect. Then the next question that I have to you is, do you know what an outside voice is? Am I speaking in an outside voice? I might sound a little bit angry, but am I talking in an outside voice?
Yes.
And is this an inside voice?
Yep.
I'm talking real low. Is that an inside voice? Can you make whatever your answers are be an outside voice? See that lady back there? Who is that? You don't remember her name, but you know who she is?
She's here to help me.
She's here to help you. We want her to be able to hear you. And so if you're whispering, she can't hear you. Do you understand? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. And I'm here to remind you of those things. That's okay. And you said that you know the difference between the truth and a lie?
Yes.
And do you promise me that you'll tell the truth?
Yes.
And you're going to be asked questions by Miss Wilmuth, and you've met her before, right?
I think so.
You think so? Okay. And this gentleman over here is going to ask you some questions too, okay?
Okay.
And this is not a test. So that means if you don't know the answer, say, I don't know.
Okay.
If you don't remember, say, I don't remember.
Okay.
If you say, if they ask you something and you don't understand, will you promise me that you'll say, I don't understand what you're talking about?
Yes.
It's not, there's no right or wrong answers. I just want you to promise to tell the truth. And if you don't understand something, say so, and we can go from there. And if you have a question, look at me and say, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay? Perfect. Satisfied?
People are satisfied.
That's satisfied. I don't believe you no longer have to do that, but we are satisfied. I don't think that's required.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do then?
It's the witness as it is. You don't qualify a witness based on.
Yeah, for
Lots
people,
change.
I understand that it gets lost in translation. The problem is that when you have somebody that's 10 and you can introduce them into a courtroom, having some conversation with them.
Yeah, makes sense.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Thank you. Okay, member to speak up, okay, Karma?
Okay.
Can you state your full name again for the record?
Karma.
Okay, and what is that? What is your name?
Karma.
What's your last name?
Car.
I can just call you Karma?
Uh-huh.
Thank you. What is your date of birth?
2010.
What month, Karma?
May.
And do you know what day?
May 18th.
May 18th, 2010?
Mhm.
Karma, that makes you 10 years old today?
Uh-huh.
Yes?
Is that a
You
yes,
have to
Karma?
say yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karma. Karma, do you know someone by the name of Eric Bomarito?
Yes.
How do you know Eric Bomarito?
He met my mom a few years ago.
He met your mom a few years ago. Did you ever live with Eric Bomarito?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a
Yes.
yes?
Yes.
Where did you live with Eric Bomarito?
In a trailer called East.
A trailer called what, Karma?
East Horn.
Who else lived in the trailer with you and Eric Bomarito?
My mom.
Did anyone else live in the trailer?
No.
Do you remember where that trailer was located? What city?
Romulus.
Do you know the street name of the trailer, Karma?
No.
Karma, we're going to talk a little bit about your body, okay?
Okay.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry, Karma. The person that you call Eric Bomarito, do you see him in this courtroom today?
Yes.
Can you point to him, and if you can't get a full view, you're welcome to stand up. Can you point to him and describe something that he's wearing?
wearing a black hoodie.
Your Honor,
We'll stipulate to identification.
thank you. Thank you, Karma. And Karma, now we're gonna talk about your body, okay? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Karma, are there parts of your body that no one is supposed to touch?
My private and my butt.
See, there is a radio on in there. I knew I wasn't losing my mind.
Your private and your butt, I didn't hear you. Is that right? Okay, I just didn't hear you. Karma, has anybody ever touched your private or your butt?
Eric.
What specific part of your body did Eric touch?
My private.
My private.
And Karma, what do you use your private for?
Pee out of.
What part of Eric's body did he use to touch your private?
His fingers.
And when Eric touched your private with his fingers, was that above your clothing, under your clothing, or something else?
Under.
Okay. And when it was under your clothing, what would you be wearing typically?
Like, rather a dress or just normal jeans and.
Would you be wearing anything under your dress or your pants?
I would be wearing underwear.
So when Eric touched your private with his fingers, would he be touching you over your underwear, under your underwear, or something else?
Under.
When this would happen, Karma, there is a part of your private that's the outside and a part of your private that you wipe. Would Eric be touching your private on the outside of your private or the part where you wipe?
Both.
What would Eric be doing with his fingers?
He'll be rubbing it up and down.
Did his finger ever go inside your private?
No.
When Eric would touch your private with his fingers, where would this happen?
In his bedroom in the trailer.
Did it happen anywhere else in the trailer?
No.
When Eric would touch your private with his fingers, would he say anything to you?
No.
Karma, we talked about these parts of your body that no one is supposed to touch, and one of those parts being your private. Did Eric ever ask you to do anything as it related to your private?
No.
Did Eric ever touch you with any object on your private?
Some type of vibrator.
Did Eric touch your private with the vibrator?
He made me do it.
Did he give you the vibrator?
Yes.
And you said he made you touch yourself with the vibrator.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
When he made you touch yourself with the vibrator, was that over your clothing, under your clothing, or something else?
Under.
Where did this happen, Karma?
In his bedroom.
Was that a bedroom at the trailer or somewhere else?
Bedroom in the trailer.
Can I ask you a question? What was the name of the street you lived on?
I don't know.
Was it Duval? Does that name sound familiar?
Yeah.
Yes?
Duval Road, I think.
Pardon?
Duval Road.
Duval Road? Okay. Just for can we have a judicial, I can take judicial notice or stipulate that she said Romulus, which technically, actually, Duval, it's a mailing address is Romulus, but it's located in Huron Township.
If the people make an offer of proof, I won't object.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I was gonna have my OIC here, because he
You don't need the OIC.
figured
I mean,
that
I'm familiar
Romulus would be
with.
what she was gonna say.
Yeah, because the mailing address is Romulus, which is in the 5 communities that the 34th District Court sits in regardless. But technically, it's a Huron Township for purposes of, the township, but mailing address, it is a Romulus mailing. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So, when we left off, you said that Eric made you touch yourself with a vibrator that he gave you, and that
Yes.
this happened in the trailer. And, is that correct?
Yes.
When you testified that it was under your clothing, was it over your underwear, or something different?
Under my underwear.
And did he make you touch the vibrator to your private, the outside of your private, or the part of your private where you wipe?
Outside.
Karma, we're gonna now move on, and I'm going to ask you, did Eric ever ask you to touch any parts of his body?
Yes, it's private.
Tell me about that.
Sometimes when I walk into his room, he's doing his thing, and
I didn't hear that.
Can you just speak up a little bit, please, Karma, and start over?
sometimes when I walk into his room, I see him doing his thing, and sometimes he asks me, do I want to touch it? He'll tell me, he'll give me something, and sometimes I ended up doing it, but he tricks me sometimes.
Okay, so let me back you up. Where would you see him doing his thing, as you stated?
In his room in the back trailer.
Any other room in the trailer that you would see him do his thing?
In my room, or in the living room.
Karma, when you say doing his thing, can you tell me what doing his thing is? What do you see when he's doing his thing?
I can't remember.
You said doing his thing, do you see any parts of his body?
Yes, I see his private.
Okay.
And he's doing it up and down.
Okay, he's doing it up and down. What is he using to do it up and down?
His hand.
Is he using his hands on his private?
Yes.
You testified earlier, you told us earlier, that he would ask you to touch it and he would trick you. So
Yes.
did you ever touch Eric's private?
Yes.
As far as Eric's private, what does Eric use his private for? Do you know what he uses his private for?
I don't know.
Can you stand up and show me where his private is located by pointing on your body?
Okay.
Okay, and for, Your Honor, please let the record reflect the witness is pointing to the between her legs area on her body.
It's reflected.
Thank you. So Karma, when you touched Eric's private, what part of your body did you use to touch his private?
My fingers.
Okay. What would your fingers be doing?
Doing it up and down.
Where would this happen that you touched his private with your fingers?
In his bedroom trailer.
Did you ever notice anything come out of his private?
White stuff.
Did Eric ever ask you to touch his private with any other parts of your body?
My mouth.
Did you touch Eric's private with your mouth?
Yes, he made me.
When you touched Eric's private with your mouth, was that on the outside of your mouth, inside of your mouth, or something different?
Inside.
Was his private doing anything when it was inside your mouth?
The white stuff got in.
The white stuff what, Karma? I'm sorry.
Some white stuff got in my mouth.
Some white stuff got in your mouth?
Yes.
Did Eric say anything to you while this was happening, when your mouth was on his private?
He will moan.
He would moan? And Karma, did Eric ever ask you to do anything else using your mouth to his private?
He used to tell me to lick it.
Did you ever lick his private, Karma? Eric's private?
Yes.
When you licked his private, what exactly would you be doing?
Look in the side, but he always tells me to lick it in the middle.
You'd be licking it on the side? Did you ever notice anything come out of Eric's private when you would lick it?
Nothing.
Oh. When you licked Eric's private, where did this happen?
In the back of his bedroom.
Is that in the trailer, same trailer, Karma?
Yes.
Did Eric ever ask you anything else that made you uncomfortable during the time you lived in the trailer with him?
He said he would stop doing this stuff to me, but he don't stop at all.
Just 1 second, Your Honor. And Carmen, earlier we talked about the parts of your body that no one is supposed to touch. Do you remember that?
Uh-huh.
And you indicated your private and your butt. Do you recall that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Did Eric touch any other parts of your body that no one is supposed to touch?
No.
Karma, is Eric older than the age of 17?
Yes.
Do you know specifically how old he is?
No.
I have no further questions at this time.
Judge
Thank
Ward,
you, Karma.
Okay.
You want me here or there? Doesn't matter? or-
No, you're fine there.
Okay. Karma, can you see me okay?
Yes.
Okay. You've never met me, have you?
No.
The woman who was asking you questions, did you meet her before?
I think so.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure.
Okay. And you were asked questions even before today, weren't you?
Yes.
And today you were asked questions before you came to court, weren't you?
Yes.
Who was asking you those questions?
My grandma.
Okay. And do you remember back in the summertime coming someplace to answer some questions?
No.
You don't remember being in a room and people asking you questions?
No.
Well, you remember your grandmother's Audrey Tolley, right?
Yes.
You remember going with her around August 27th to an interview?
What?
You remember going with your grandmother to an interview?
I think so.
Okay. And they asked you a bunch of questions similar to today, correct?
Yes.
And so, for example, they asked you, about Eric, the person you've been talking about today. Remember
Yes.
those questions? Okay. And they asked you if he asked you if you wanted to put his penis in your mouth. Do you remember those kind of questions?
Yeah.
And you told him that you yelled no and walked away.
Yes.
So that before anything happened, you just said no. In fact, you yelled it. Remember, you walked right out.
Yeah.
Remember that? In fact, they asked you about licking it, and you said you walked out the door. Do you remember those kind of answers?
Yes.
Now, let me ask you, because today your testimony is what you're saying is a little different. So I'm asking you, your mother and Eric have a relationship, right? They know each other, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And your grandmother who brought you to court today, she doesn't like Eric, right?
Yes. She does not like him.
She doesn't. And she tells you about that she doesn't like Eric, right?
Yes.
And did you ever use your grandmother's cell phone, old phone? Do you know what I'm talking about? She has an old phone. You ever use that?
Sometimes.
Okay. And do you ever record yourself? Take pictures and record yourself?
No, I don't have that old phone anymore though.
Oh, I know, but when you did you do that?
No.
Okay. And do you have a tablet?
I have a Gab phone.
What's it called?
A Gab phone.
Gap?
Gab phone.
Gab, G-A-B, Gab?
Huh?
Okay, is that a tablet or something?
It's
Okay.
a phone.
All right. And do you look at different websites on that?
No, all I can do is text and call my family.
Did you ever get in trouble for using that phone in a way you weren't supposed to?
No.
Did you ever get in trouble for looking at different websites you weren't supposed to?
No.
Um,
I can't go on websites. I don't have Google.
oh, but you know what Google is?
Yeah.
Did you ever use Google?
Sometimes.
Where do you use it?
On my grandma's phone at her house.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about, your grandma's phone
Mhm.
at her house.
Mhm.
So you do use Google and you use her phone, right? That's yes?
Yes?
Yes.
And when you use her phone, do you ever take pictures of yourself?
Sometimes.
Okay. And did you ever get in trouble for any of that use of her phone? Did anyone tell you those are not the kind of things you should be looking at or things you should be doing?
Yes.
And did you get grounded?
Sometimes.
Were you mad at somebody about that?
What?
Were you mad about that?
Sometimes.
Were you mad at Eric about that?
What?
About getting grounded?
No.
Now, you were asked today about Eric touching your privates. Can you tell us how many times did this happen?
About a million times.
Do you remember telling the investigator in the summertime that it only happened the once? Do you remember actually saying those words?
No.
You don't remember that? Okay. Do you know that your interview was recorded? Do you remember it being videotaped?
Yes.
Okay. And you didn't say, when asked about him touching your privates, you didn't state it only happened the once. You think it happened millions of times.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yes.
Now, you told him that someone would grab you and put you on the couch and ground you. Who did that?
Eric.
Okay, and that's because of what you were doing on the internet?
I don't know.
Okay. Now, You mentioned something white in color. Remember saying that? Something was white?
No, I mean, yes.
Okay. What was this white thing? You know,
It
where?
was a vibrator for your
Oh,
private.
I'm sorry. Say
It was a vibrator for your private.
How did you learn the word vibrator?
Sometimes I search stuff on the internet about vibrators, like for, not like for your private, like vibrators like for your back. That's all I search up.
You searched the word vibrator for your back?
hmm
Do you use a vibrator for your back?
I only look at them online. That's all I do.
Okay. And when you see these vibrators for your back, what do they do for your back?
They like massage you.
Okay. Is this the vibrator that you were telling them about when you were talking to the people at that room?
No.
Um, Now, Eric has his own room, separate from yours, right?
Yes.
And you said you would walk into that room. Why would you go in that room?
Because it's my own room.
You have the same room as Eric?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I understand. He has his own room, Eric,
Uh-huh.
with your mom,
Yes.
and then you have a different room.
Uh-huh.
That's yes?
Yes.
Okay, and sometimes you would go into Eric's room.
Yes.
Why?
So I could like tell him something or ask him a question.
Okay. Now, when you described these things happening, Eric, you said you touched Eric's privates, and he touched your privates as you described. Do you remember anything about it, what month or year it was, or anything else about it? Was it around Christmas, or was it in the summer? Anything you can tell us?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. And you told your grandmother about this, right?
Yes.
Did you get in trouble?
No.
You didn't tell at the video when you got interviewed that you told your grandmother you got in a little trouble for telling grandmother. Do you remember saying that?
No.
Okay. Now, when you were interviewed, you never said anything about Eric's privates going into your mouth. Is the reason why you didn't say it then?
I probably forgot about it.
Okay. But you've been talking to your grandmother, right?
Yes.
Did you ever see any videos when you were at your grandmother's that showed those kind of things happening?
One time I was at the trailer park and my friends showed me a video. I can hear telling one of my friends to touch his private.
Okay. But the videos you saw at your grandmother's, did you ever look on the internet like you did for the vibrator word? Did you ever look at videos that showed someone's privates or anything like that?
No.
And your mom's name is Crystal, right?
Yes.
Did your mom ever yell at you or get you in trouble because you had seen things that you weren't supposed to see?
Sometimes.
What was the things you were seeing?
I don't remember.
But you got in trouble.
Not a lot.
Did your mom talk to you about your search? You know what a search history is?
No.
It's when you Google different things, people can look at the things that you searched. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Did your mom ever discuss those problems with you?
Sometimes.
And did you get in trouble for that?
Sometimes.
And when you got in trouble, did you not like Eric because you were getting in trouble for those things?
Yes.
And you still don't like him, right?
Yes, I don't like him at all.
Now, do you know where that vibrator is?
It's probably still in the trailer.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second, Judge. I think that's all I have.
Okay.
else. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carmen.
I have a few follow-up questions, Your Honor.
Yep.
Karma, everything that you testified to today, you said occurred in the trailer, is that correct?
Yes.
And your mom lived in that trailer, correct?
Yes.
Where would your mom be when these things would happen?
She would be, hang out with her friends or something.
Would she be home at the time that these things happened?
No.
Karma, you, when Mr. Schulman was asking you some questions, you said that you don't like Eric.
Yes.
Why don't you like Eric?
Because when he first started this stuff, I really didn't like him at first, sometimes.
When he started doing this stuff?
Yes. And every time he kept doing it, I didn't like him anymore for what he's done to me.
And you told Mr. Schulman that you answered that sometimes when he would ask you to do these things, to lick his private and put your mouth on his private, that you would say no. Is that correct? Did you always say no?
Yes.
Okay. But sometimes it would still happen?
Well, Judge,
Yes.
I'm going to check to the leading question.
It's a yes or no answer.
Well-
Overruled.
The form of the question is leading. That's what leads to the yes or no.
Karma, would you say,
No, leading means that it presupposes an answer, and it doesn't presuppose an answer. Leading means that it presupposes a yes or a no, not that it is a yes or no. Overruled. Go ahead.
thank you. And Karma, I just have a few more questions for you, okay?
Okay.
Is everything that you told us in court today the truth?
Objection, Your Honor.
Yes.
The witness cannot testify to the truth of their own testimony. That's a question for a trier of fact. That's
For
just-
purposes of exam, I'm going to allow it.
Okay. Did anybody tell you what to say today?
No. My grandma only told me to always tell the truth.
Did anybody tell you what not to say?
No.
I have nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Karma.
Couple more questions.
Welcome.
Karma, your grandmother, before you told your grandmother what happened, like you told us today, your grandmother didn't like Eric, right?
Yes.
In fact, she was telling you, I don't like Eric, and you're very close with your grandmother, right?
Yes.
Okay. And does your grandmother live with you?
Yes.
Okay. At the trailer that you've been describing?
No. I live at her house now.
And when you're using her cell phone, is she in the room with you? When you're looking up vibrator and those kind of things?
Sometimes.
And sometimes she's not? Would you look it up when she's not in the room?
No.
She's standing next to you when you're looking it up?
Sometimes.
So how did you get in trouble for looking those things up?
I don't remember.
Nothing else, Judge.
I have nothing further.
You can step down, Carmen. You can go with her, okay? Any other witnesses?
No further witnesses, Your Honor, for the people. The people would just request the court take notice that Duval Street is located in
In-
Huron Township,
in Huron Township, that it's in the
as opposed to
confines of the-
Romulus.
Well, no objection.
Motion?
Well, I don't know.
Motion? Do you have a motion? I'm asking
I'm
you, do
asking
you have,
you-
I understand what you're doing. I'm asking you, do you have a motion?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. First, the people do move to amend count 2 of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree and change that to criminal sexual conduct in the first degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older. That would be based on the testimony of Karma Carr that the defendant, Eric Bomarito, touched her private with his fingers underneath her underwear on the part that she wipes. And under the law, as we know, the penetration required is penetration just past the labia majora. And the part of the female anatomy where
So
you
it
wipe.
changes it from the 50-20 to a second count of 51-29. Is that right?
So
Count one is,
it would be the same as count one, but it
Count
would
one,
be
yeah,
finger
yeah.
and genital
it's
opening.
B2, yeah.
Is it still second degree? Are you amending it?
No, it's
Seems
amended to a first degree, which is 755-20B, 2B.
750.520, B as in boy, 2B as in boy.
Yep, that's what I got.
And the people do also to move for bind over with that amended count two. I do want to point out, as it relates to count one, criminal sexual conduct in the first degree with the fellatio, that was originally charged because Karma Carr did disclose that in her Kids Talk interview. That is the reason that that was charged. I know there may have been some question that it was not disclosed, but it was. We do believe the testimony supports.
I'm sorry, I have to object to that. Government can't testify at this hearing.
Well, we didn't, the kids talk, it doesn't matter. She testified to what she testified. We didn't see the Kids Talk video. It was alleged, or referred to by defense counsel, but go ahead. I don't care why you charged what you charged.
Okay.
I only care what was
That's okay.
submitted today. She testified to it, it doesn't matter.
But we believe we provide sufficient evidence to support probable cause that the offense occurred at 22022 DeVol in Huron Township, Michigan. That at the time, well, we do know today that Karma is 10 years old, so she would be obviously under 13 years old. And she did testify that Eric Bomarito is over the age of 17 years old. Without belaboring the testimony, the court heard it. As far as criminal sexual conduct in the first degree, Karma testified that she did touch Eric Bomarito's private with her mouth, that the private was inside her mouth, that white stuff came out inside of her mouth, that he would be moaning when this happened. The amended count two of criminal sexual conduct in the first degree, we already discussed that Karma Carr testified that Eric Bomarito touched her private with his fingers underneath her underwear on the part of her private where she wipes, which would satisfy penetration under the law, as penetration ever so slight past the labia majora. As to count three, 4, and 5, which are counts of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, that is charged based on the testimony of Karma Carr that Eric made her touch her private with a vibrator. She did testify that that was on the outside of her private. She did not say that that was on the part that she wiped. The count 4 would be that Karma Carr testified that she did touch the defendant's private with her fingers, and she would move it up and down. White stuff would come out. And then for count 5, Karma Carr did testify that she licked Eric Bomarito's private on the side of his private, that he would ask her to do it in the middle, and that the white stuff came out as well. We can look at the testimony taken as a whole with all of the disclosures and everything that's been testified to in court today, and taking the totality of that testimony, there is probable cause that the defendant's actions were for a sexual purpose or sexual gratification as required by criminal sexual conduct in the second degree. And then as to the 3 counts of accosting for immoral purposes, that is count 6, count 7, and count 8. Those counts were supported by the testimony. We do believe we've presented probable cause that Eric Bomarito did commit those crimes of accosting a child for immoral purposes. specifically in asking the defendant to play with his private, to touch his private with her hands. And she testified that he would do that when she would walk by and see him doing his thing. She described what his thing was, that he would be moving his hands up and down his private in his bedroom. And when she testified that when he would see her, that he would ask her to come touch it. Karma Carr also testified that defendant would ask her to put his private in her mouth, that defendant would ask her to lick his private. Those three different things that he would do and ask of the complaining witness do support those 3 counts. And further, she testified that he would trick her and say that he would buy her things. He would buy her things if she would do these things and touch his private with the different parts of her body. She also did testify that as it relates to the final count, count 9, aggravated indecent exposure, that she did witness Eric Bomarito exposing his private and that he would be touching it, moving his hands up and down. We discussed that earlier. So for purposes of probable cause, we do believe that we have presented evidence through the testimony of Karma Carr that there is probable cause, that all 9 counts of information were committed and that those counts were committed by the defendant, Eric Bomarito. And we do just put your mind over again, Judge. Thank you.
Argument.
Judge, I'm going to defer to the court's recollection of the proofs this morning. The people just, for example, indicated that her testimony was about him buying her things. I don't remember any of that coming in. I don't know how you can represent that if there's no testimony. I know that.
Well, she didn't buy the vibrator herself, so I don't know about buying things,
like buying her things to keep her quiet is what he's, yeah. I'm just saying, I just want, you heard the testimony. I'm going to defer to your recollection. The first count is the sexual penetration regarding the fellatio. I thought her testimony was a bit different than the way the people represented it, whether she was asked specifically whether it ever happened or whether you left the room. Even in the proofs, even the light most favorable to the people, I didn't hear that type of testimony. But
Wait, say that again?
I didn't hear the
No.
I thought she said that she left the room. I asked her, did his penis go into your mouth or something like that? Didn't you tell them no? That kind of exchange.
She did, when you asked her the direct question, she did, that was after that she had testified initially that they're not mutually exclusive, but I
And
understand.
there's questions of fact, is my point.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how, these are a lot of charges in terms of breaking them each down. I'll leave it to the court's recollection of the breakdown of sexual penetration. Fellatio is the first count, and then the second count has been amended to first degree. I don't know what new information arose except for the touching they maintain is now rises to the first degree, and we would object to that. So I'll leave it to the court's recollection. I believe it's at least a question of fact, but if the court's recollection is different from mine and those proofs have not been established.
I think that, I've listened to the testimony, I think that even with the amendment, I think that the people have met its probable cause. It's an issue of fact. I'm going to find the defendant over the arraignment on the information. It'll take place 2 weeks from today on November the 4th at 9 a.m. and I'll continue the bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, and you're all set.
But just as a practical, how do they do, I was appointed on this case.
I don't know, you're gonna ask me about the AOIs
How
and,
do they do transcripts?
you can get with,
You can order them, but,
I'm appointed, but they still see.
okay, they order it from downtown.
Okay, appreciate that.
When we get our orders, then I
Yeah.
type it.
Okay, thank you.
okay, thank you, Ms.
Thank you,
Wilmot.
Judge.
Thank you.
I do have another one at 12:30, the second that it's ready, let me know. That's on,
You had sent me an email about
Yeah.
videos.
West
not working.
Whiteside.
Here's all the discovery.
hopefully it'll be ready in 2 minutes, we're still live, so.
Yeah, and I tested
Thanks,
the
Paul.
Kids Talks and everything works. So if you have any issues, just call me because I did test it
Yes.
out.
Okay, great,
And-
thank you. All right.
Yep, we were zooming.
Head out, there is this statute allowing the bank to take a polygraph.
Yeah, yep, I'm aware of it.
It's a very strange.
It's actually a defendant's statutory right. I set
Right.
one up,
It's a strange statute, because what happens if you pass, nothing, what happens if he fails, if nothing?
Nothing,
It's
right.
It's a weird statute. I was actually part of the years ago when they promulgated that, I was part of the committee, and it was strange, because what they decide is that every county decides what they want to do. Like one county has a policy that they might polygraph the complainant. Macomb County, they don't. Oakland County, only in specific cases. So
Does he want
I think
that
so.
to be set up?
Yes, but
Okay, because
usually
that
we-
would get set up through my OIC.
yes, and sometimes I don't. It used to be in the past where you get an order for it, but
I don't require
Yeah,
it because
okay.
it's a statutory right.
Okay, yeah.
I had another defense attorney ask me for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but
And the OIC said, get me a court order, and I just said, no, it's in the
Okay.
statute, I'm not doing it.
Okay, good. So
I'm
that's
not.
yeah, because it's just we just
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I
that's
can
okay.
email the OIC about that, and I'll provide
Okay.
him with, if he doesn't have it, with your contact information to set that up
Great, great.
with you and your client.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, thank you, Ms. Schulman.
Hey, what's happening? Miss Wilma.
Hi, how's it going?
Good yourself?
It's going. Another day, another Zoom, another, you know.
Yeah, as soon as she clears up, we even have you guys have a seat right there, okay?
Okay.
Thanks so much, guys. Okay,
You
Dan.
want us here or?
No, you'll be right over. No, I'm sorry, you're right here. My apologies, you're correct.
You have an exam with Mr. Plymale?
I do.
Yes.
Dan, thanks.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, well, you have a good day.
You too. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Let me explain to you what's gonna go on here. This is kind of very, it will be similar to a trial, okay? From the standpoint there's gonna be questions, things like that. The idea of this here, the judge, even if she says something different that she said in the statement, or anything like that, doesn't matter. If she makes out the basic elements, it gets bound up. So our thing is I just want to hear your story, okay? I want to hear what you guys say. You know, you'll find out
Yeah.
if you lean certain questions.
They're never
I
easy though.
reviewed her, I reviewed her statement, I reviewed, she also did an interview on tape, okay? Which when we get to the point, I can have you in my office and you can view that, it's really good. Say much. And, that's pretty much it, okay? So I'm not gonna be jumping on her throat, things like that. That's for trial, okay? So for our purposes today is just to get, I want fun, you know, what kind of witness she is, you know. Okay? All right, so I'm gonna sit, I need to be on that side because the microphone's on that side. You working?
I just got hired at McDonald's.
Okay, good for you. Where you living?
On Pearson Road.
Up in Flint?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your half-sister?
Yes.
Same father?
No, stepsister.
Okay, you have the same father?
No, my stepmother married, well, my dad married her mom.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, have a seat, make yourself comfortable.
Please rise. Report this court back in session. Peter Brooks Green presiding.
Good afternoon, go ahead and have a seat. On People versus Jalen Whiteside, we're just waiting on the prosecutor just for a second. Counsel, we are live streaming on YouTube. We're social distanced, so you and your client, you can leave your mask on if you want, because we are all social distanced. If you want to take your mask off, you can. If you approach it, if you get up, move, approach the witness, then I'd ask you to put it back on. You want to leave it on, that's fine also.
You want all of our examination or any questions from,
You can just stay there.
stay here?
Yep, yeah, I mean, you can stand right there and stay there. Yep, absolutely. And I told the prosecutor that we would be in here waiting, so he should just be a moment. And I think they only have one witness, so.
And the prosecutor's office was also. What do you guys dismiss something? Because they didn't send the case.
Yeah.
I had to type so many so bad. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, they did, I told a couple of them, but he told me that they didn't end up, they didn't approve the appeals. He threatened to appeal me, and they didn't approve it.
They opened all those transcripts from me and Joyce lived down there. It's not Jocelyn, she's Joyce Lynn. And she's very nice, but she had the contact. I thought, you know, they paid me for them, they
Yeah.
do the camera, so.
Yeah.
But they appealed the one. And the judge said, well, I guess I'll learn then if you feel that was, you know, I was wrong. He doesn't care as long as they let him know what's going, you know.
Oh, for sure.
But
Yeah.
I showed the judge, I said, because Lorraine goes, well, they're not even, I don't care, they're ordering transcripts from me. And I showed him, I said, I know you believe me, look at all these transcripts I got.
Yeah, crazy.
And they were ordering the arraignment, the PCCs, everything. For
It's
that.
crazy. It's crazy.
The little girl did good. She was sharing time. The bravest little girl I've ever seen was the one that testified against my nephew. Got 25, 26. Huh?
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's been 7 years ago.
Wow.
He's a year younger than Jason. It's
You know what, Dan? Will you call the screening station and tell them, let's go? This thing has been set for, yeah, let's go. It's 1 o'clock, let's go. Are you gonna call them there?
no, I'm gonna call Scott.
There, no, I know, I thought
Would you
Paula
do
was
me a
gonna call
favor?
in there.
Can you go into my courtroom and just finish setting up the recorder, please? Okay, and then I don't know if you want to come in here and spell me if I'm not done, or if you just want to go over and start over across the hall. It'd probably be better if you just start across the hall. Thank you. Bye. Just so that way he's ready to go.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly.
I got him covered too.
Yeah, thank you.
She's just gonna go over there and sit in, and then when we're done here, I'll hop
Yep.
over there.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pause till they get in here.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, the problem is it's been 10 minutes left to go. You should have done something ahead of time.
He gets so mad about that too.
No, no, yeah,
He always
let's go.
tells them, counsel, do that on
Yeah,
your own time,
yeah.
don't waste my time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I'm ready whenever.
Good morning. People versus Jalen Whiteside. On behalf of the people
May it please this court, Jeff Kleinmouth of the people.
and on behalf of Mr. Whiteside.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes. May it please the solemn court, Matthew Evans on behalf of Mr. Whiteside, we would make a motion at this time to sequester any witnesses that will appear today and to remind anybody who may be watching on YouTube that may be a witness that they should not be watching
Or discussing, yep, exactly. And now, Mr. Plymouth, that we're all social distance once we're in here. If you want to take off your mask while you're standing where you're at, you can. And then if you approach the witness or do anything like that, then you have to put the mask back on.
Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and call your first witness or your only witness, my understanding is?
First we would just simply join in that order of sequestration, Judge. We do have two individuals who are present today, Ms. Sarah Conley, who the people will call. She is present with her mother, Shahara Nixon. She is outside in the hallway, Judge. I don't think she has any way of watching this.
No, I understand that.
But we would call, and we have officer in charge is present. I'd ask that she put her name on the record.
Detective Kelly Froggatt.
And I'd ask permission for her to remain.
Yes,
No
absolutely.
objection.
At this point, we would call Sarah Conley.
And you did say she's the only witness.
That's my intention, Judge, unless something goes different than I think.
Okay, it's fine.
Because we're just kind of waiting. You think it'd be to use this space right here, Judge?
Yes, that's
And-
fine,
perfect.
absolutely. Come on up, Miss Conley. Yeah, as long as you just put it on white until she gets up. You're gonna come all the way up here, Miss Conley. When you get up here, can you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give in this matter will be the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, and now that you're sitting there, if you want to, you can take your mask off since we're all social distanced. And then you can put your hand down. And then that little microphone in front of you does not amplify, it only records. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to speak.
Yeah,
up.
you're gonna have to speak up, especially if you decide to leave the mask on.
With your permission, Judge?
Yes, go ahead.
Could you please, excuse me, could you please state your name for the record?
Sarah Conley.
And
Miss Conley? How old are you?
13.
13? See that lady back there? Yes? Yes? She wants to be able to hear you. Do you think I'm using an outside voice right now? Do you know what an outside voice is? Do you think you can use an outside voice? Let me hear it.
Sarah Conley.
Better. Do you think you can keep it that loud?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Sarah, what's your date of birth?
April 23rd, 2007,
How old does that make you today, Sarah?
13.
Sarah, I want to just go back in time a little bit with you. I want to go back to September the 27th, 28th of 2020 at the 35,000 block of Stephanie in the city of Romulus. Are you familiar?
Yes,
And why are you familiar with that location?
that's where I live.
Now, we've never been to your house. Could you please describe for us briefly kind of the layout of where you stay?
It's 3 floors. I live on the 3rd floor.
You stay on the 3rd floor?
Mhm.
Is that yes or a no? And when you say you stay, is your bedroom on the 3rd floor?
Yes,
Are there any other rooms on the 3rd floor are there any other rooms on that 3rd floor other than your bedroom?
yes.
What other rooms?
My mom's room,
Any bathrooms?
2. My mom's bedroom and my bedroom.
2nd floor of the house. What's on the 2nd floor? I guess the middle floor.
Other apartments,
Okay, and what's okay, so okay. Is there what other rooms does your apartment have, other than the 2 bedrooms you just described?
a living room,
Is there a kitchen?
yes.
Any other rooms other than the 2 bedrooms, the living room and the kitchen?
And the dining room.
And the dining.
Go ask them to either go across the hall or someplace else.
Any
If
other
you could
rooms?
speak up a little bit more, would be great.
Yeah, but we have the back feed from the prosecutor from the last case, so I want them to move. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Now, if I ask you Jalen Whiteside, is that name familiar to you?
Yes,
Why is that name familiar to you?
he's my stepbrother.
Now, when you say he's your stepbrother, could you just briefly describe for us kind of how the family setup is that makes him your stepbrother?
My mom is married to his dad.
Does Jalen Whiteside, has he lived with you?
Yes,
Did he live with you at this Stephanie address?
yes.
How long did he live with you at the Stephanie address?
Not that long.
Okay. Be a little more, when I say not that long, do you live with you, days, weeks, months, years?
Probably weeks.
When he stayed with you, did he spend the night in the apartment?
Yes,
Where did he sleep?
in the living room.
And do you know, what he slept on in the living room?
On an air mattress.
In the room that you said that you slept in, did you sleep, when you said your room, are you the only person that sleeps in that room, or is there other people that sleep in that room?
My sister,
How old is your sister?
9.
In that room, what do you sleep, what did you sleep on?
Air mattress.
When you say an air mattress, was this air mattress on any type of frame that would lift it up
No,
directly on the ground?
yes.
You said did your sister have her own bed, or did you sleep in the same bed or something else?
We slept in the same bed.
Now, when I direct your attention to that September the 27th and 28th, did your sister and yourself sleep back up. Did something happen on that September the 27th, 28th is why you're in court today?
Yes.
Do you remember what time of the day this event happened?
During
And do you know what part of the apartment that happened in?
my room.
Now,
Keep your voice
around
up.
midnight, what were you doing around midnight in your room?
I was watching YouTube.
Where were you when you were watching? You were in your room. Where in your room were you? What were you doing in your room while you were watching it?
I was laying on the air mattress.
Was anyone else in the air mattress with you?
Yes.
Who else was in the air mattress?
My sister and my cousin Zayden.
And your cousin Zayden?
Zayden.
Zayden. Zayden, boy, girl, age?
Boy. He's 6.
Were the lights on or were they off?
Off.
To your knowledge, your sister, was she awake or was she asleep?
She was asleep.
Your Zayden, awake or asleep?
Sleep.
as far as the, kind of who was sleeping where on the air mattress? Kind of where were you and where was Zayden and where was your sister?
I was on the right end, Zayden was in the middle, and my sister was on the left end.
This air mattress is, kind of where is this air mattress positioned in the room?
In front of our TV that's on the wall.
Is the air mattress, if you're on the side that you said you were sleeping on the right, did I understand you correctly, on the right side?
Yes.
Now, if you're sleeping on the right side, if you got off the air mattress on the side, is there any, are you able to do that? Or is there a
Yes.
wall there, or what is there?
I'm able to do that.
How far between the air mattress and the wall would you say it was?
Probably 4 feet.
Is there a door on your room?
Yes.
When you were watching the YouTube, do you know what the door was, open or shut, or what was the door?
Correct.
What happened? You said something happened around midnight. What do you remember happening?
I remember my brother, Jalen, came into my room.
And actually, when you say Jalen, do you see Jalen in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Could you just point to him, describe what he's wearing today?
A hoodie and a mask.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that the witness is identified?
It's reflected for exam purposes.
What do you remember Jalen doing?
I remember him coming in my room and closing the door, then kissing me on the lips.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear her.
Counsel, if you want, you can step up and stand right here.
Get your voice up, okay, sweetie?
Okay.
Did you see what happened to the door when he came in?
He closed it.
Now, you said that well, I'll ask you the question again, because I think Mr. Evans had a little trouble hearing you, and I don't want to put words in your mouth. You said he came into your room. What did he do when he came into your room?
He kissed me on the lips,
Did he kiss you anywhere else?
on my neck,
Anywhere else?
my chest.
Now, when you say your chest, where, was this over the clothing, or how would he have done this?
Because I had on a gown.
Okay. When he kissed you, was it kissing skin?
Yes.
When you say chest, could you point to on your body where you would be referring? You kind of were making this motion with your fingers, kind of like an expanded neck, for lack of a better way to put it. Was that where he was kissing you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when he did this, how was your body, when he was kissing you, how was your body positioned?
Sitting down
Like, you were sitting down on what?
on the floor,
Okay. And where was he?
on the floor,
Was he standing, was he sitting, or something else?
sitting on the floor.
Okay. What happened next?
Then he turned me around, and then he pulled up my gown, and then pulled down my underwear, and then he spit it on his penis and rubbed it and put it in my vagina.
When he did this, how was your body positioned?
Turned around with like my hands on the ground and my knees on the ground.
And when he put his penis in your vagina, how was his body positioned?
Like with his knees on the ground,
Do you know where his hands were?
on me,
And what part of you were they on?
my hips.
Okay, so you're putting your hands kind of behind you?
Keep your voice up.
Okay,
Is that what you were doing?
yes.
Okay. When he put his penis in your vagina, did his body move at all?
Yes,
How did his body move?
forwards and backwards.
Did he say anything to you when he was doing this?
No,
Say anything to you before he started doing this?
no,
Your sister and Zayden, were you able to see them when this was all happening?
yes.
Did you observe them do anything?
No, they were sleeping.
Do you know what caused this to stop?
My mom,
Okay, what happened with your mother?
she came out of her room.
Did you hear, how do you know your mother came out of her room?
I could hear her door and her steps when she was walking on the carpet.
What happened when you heard this? What happened?
I got up, and Jalen got up and went in the closet.
Before he went into the closet, did you say anything to Jaden? Or Jalen, excuse me, Jalen?
No,
Did he say anything to you?
no.
You said he went into the closet. Could you describe the closet for us, please?
It's 2 doors. They're sliding doors. When you pull them out, they fold and you just push them open.
Okay.
But it was like already open.
He went into the closet, did anything happen to the doors when he went into the closet?
No,
When he went into the closet, were the doors, after he went in the closet, were the doors open or were they closed?
one of them was open,
I mean, if one was open, was the other one open or closed?
closed.
So what happened after he went into the closet?
My mom went to go check the air to see if it was on, and she seen that he wasn't in the living room on his air mattress.
Does he normally sleep in the living room on an air mattress?
Yes.
So what happens next?
Then she thought that he left the house, so she went to
I'm
the
gonna
door.
object. Under
Sustained.
speculation of what mom.
Yeah, just tell us what happened after that.
Yeah, just tell us what you remember happening.
She walked in my room to see if he was in there.
All right, did your mother, well,
I'm gonna object to why she went to the room, but simply that she went to the room.
that's fair.
When she came into the room, how do you know she was looking for him?
Because she just turned on the light.
What happened after she turned on the light?
She checked the closet.
And what happened after she checked the closet?
Jalen was in there.
Did Jalen say anything at this point?
Yes,
What
he
did-
said that I was doing his hair.
That he was what?
That I was doing his hair.
Oh, okay.
What happened after he said you were doing his hair?
My mom asked me.
Okay. And did you respond to your mother?
Yes,
What did you tell her?
that I was doing his hair.
Were you doing his hair?
No,
Why did you tell your mother that you were doing his hair?
I didn't want to tell her the truth because I was scared.
There come a time when you told your mother something different, that he wasn't doing his hair? Or, I'm sorry, you were, let me start that again. There come a time in which you told your mother that you were not doing his hair?
Yes,
When did you tell your mother that you were not doing his hair?
early in the morning because she was going to take me to the doctor to see if I could get tested.
What did you tell your mother then? When you told your mother in the morning, did you tell your mother, what did you tell your mother?
I didn't tell her, I wrote a note to her.
Why did you decide to write a note to her?
I like writing more than talking to people
Why did you decide to tell your mother what happened?
because she told me that the doctors would tell her anything that she needs to know, so I might as well just tell her.
What you told your mother in that note, is that true? What happened?
Yes,
After you told your mother, did you end up did you go to the police station, or the police come to your house? You remember?
yes, the police came to the house.
And did you ever end up going to the hospital or a doctor?
Yes, but they told me I couldn't get tested until we filed a police report.
Okay. And did you eventually have a doctor look at you?
Yes,
Did you eventually go to a place called Kids Talk and talk to them
Yes.
about what happened?
yes.
Other than, well, have you seen Jalen since this happened?
No.
Other than today?
No.
Told us that his penis went into your vagina. Did any other part of his body touch your vagina?
Yes, his fingers.
When did his fingers touch your vagina?
Like, he, like, rubbed spit on his fingers and, like, rubbed it on my vagina and his penis.
Okay. And his okay. Which one did he do first? Where, he said he spit on his fingers. What did he do with his fingers right after he spit on them?
Rubbed it on his penis.
Okay. And then you said that he rubbed it also on your vagina?
Yes.
When did he touch your vagina? Was it before the penis, after the penis?
Before.
Before. When he touched your vagina, did his fingers go inside of your vagina?
Yes.
Any other part of his body touch your vagina other than his penis and your fingers? Excuse me, his fingers?
No.
You told us that about him kissing I'm gonna call it this neck area, kind of this area was supposed to did his hands touch any other part of your body?
No.
I have no further questions, Judge.
Counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Ms. Conley. My name is Matt Evans, I'm an attorney. I'm going to be asking you some questions, okay? Now, if you don't understand the question, please stop me and I'll try to put it in a way that you do, okay?
Okay.
So if you answer the question, I'm going to assume you understood the question, okay?
Okay.
So, now, Jalen is your stepbrother, okay? Now, his father was married to your mother,
Yes.
okay? But his father is not your father, is that correct?
No.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And how many people, who is living at this apartment?
There's my mom, his dad, my sister, my brother, my baby sisters, and him.
And when you say him, that's Jalen?
Yes.
Okay. But Jalen had only been there for a few weeks, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So before that, there were 5 people plus Jalen?
Yes.
Okay. And how long have you lived at that apartment?
Since July the 4th
Of this year, 2020, or last year?
this year.
This year? Okay.
Yes.
Where'd you live before that?
We lived in Georgia.
Okay. Now, did you like Jalen living with you?
Not really.
Okay. And why is that?
I don't know. I just don't like living with other people. I just like it to be me and my siblings and my mom.
Okay. You didn't see him as family then, right?
No.
Okay. And it was, you have then 6 people there. It's kind of cramped, a lot of, not much space, would it be fair to say?
There was space.
Okay, so it wasn't crowded at all?
No.
And what was your relationship with Jalen's father?
It was okay.
You like him?
Yeah.
Okay. Any problems with him?
No.
How long have your mom and Jalen's father been married?
Since October 14th of, I think, 2016.
Okay, so about 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Zayden, does Zayden normally stay in your room?
No, he was just spending the night from Flint.
Okay, so he doesn't live there all the time?
No,
Okay. How often is he there?
he comes sometimes.
Okay. How old is he?
6.
Now, you said you're lying in bed watching YouTube, correct?
Yes, on my
Oh.
phone.
You're lying on the floor? Or, excuse me, strike that. You're lying on the air mattress?
Yes.
Okay. Besides the air mattress, what other furniture is in that room?
My baby sister's bed. It's like a toddler bed.
Okay. But she wasn't, she was sleeping on the air mattress, right?
No, my baby sister was sleeping with my mom. Because
Oh.
sometimes she doesn't sleep in her own bed.
Okay. So in that room, there was you, Zayden, and another sister?
Yes.
Okay. And what's that other sister's name?
Kamaya,
Kamaya? And how old's Kamaya?
9.
Now, you said the lights were off, correct?
Yes.
And, but you had the TV on?
No, I was on my phone.
You're on your phone?
Yes.
Okay. So you said Jalen opened the door and came in and didn't say anything. Is that correct?
Yes.
And, but what did you do when he came in the room?
Turned my phone off.
Okay. And why'd you do that?
I thought it was my mom.
Okay. Well, once you turned your phone off, it was dark. Was it not? There's no lights on in the room, right?
No.
Now, he didn't say anything to you. So now you're laying on the bed, the phone's off, right?
Yes.
Okay. What happened right after that?
That's when he kissed me.
He kissed you?
Yes.
So were you still laying down?
No.
Okay. You'd gotten up.
Like got off the bed.
You got off the bed?
Yes.
And why'd you do that?
I just got off the bed.
For no reason?
Yes.
He didn't ask you to get off the bed, did he?
No.
Because he didn't say a word to you?
No.
Okay. And when you got off the bed, did you stand up?
No.
You just, what, rolled over onto the floor?
Yes.
Okay. And were you still laying down when you're on the floor?
No.
You sat up?
Yes.
Okay, so you're like, maybe we used to call it like sitting like an Indian with your legs crossed?
Crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross? Okay. And you said he kissed your neck, so he kissed your neck, and that's never happened before, has it?
No.
Okay, and did you say anything to him?
No.
Okay. Did you find this unusual?
Yes.
Okay. But not unusual enough to say, hey, what are you doing? You understand the question?
No.
Okay. It wasn't unusual enough for you to ask him what he was doing. Do you understand the question?
Yes.
Okay. So you didn't think it was, you didn't, just so we're clear, you didn't believe that it was unusual enough for you to question him on what he was doing.
It was unusual.
Okay. But not enough for you to ask him what he was doing, correct?
No.
Okay. Now, this gown that you had on, how long was your gown?
How long have I had it?
Now, how long from the length so go from your shoulders, go down to your knees, go down to your ankles? So it goes down to your knees, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you said that he pulled your gown up while you were sitting?
Yes.
Okay. And once he pulled the gown up, Was that the first thing, after he kissed you? You pulled the gun up, you pulled the gown up. Did you ask him what he was doing then?
No.
Is there a reason why you didn't ask him?
No.
Okay. And then you said, well, you were still sitting, you said you pulled down your underwear.
Yes.
Okay. But you were still sitting, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And could you describe how he did that while you were sitting?
I was like laying, like with my legs to the side.
Okay, so you moved?
Yes.
Okay. Are you more laying down now than sitting?
No.
Okay. But after you were sitting, eventually you said that you had your legs crossed, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then eventually you changed position, you said, and now your legs were out at the side.
Yes.
Okay. And this is after he had pulled his gown, your nightgown up, correct?
This is before.
I apologize. I have to step off for 1 second, counsel.
No problem.
I apologize, counsel. Go ahead.
No problem. So you say that, just so we're clear, when he first came in the room, you got into a sitting position with your legs crossed,
Yes.
correct? Okay. And then he kissed you? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then you said he pulled your gown up right
Yes.
after. Okay, but you weren't sitting when he pulled the gown up, were you?
No.
Okay. You had more laid down on your side with your legs out to one side, the rest of your body to the other?
Don't understand the question.
Okay. After you said you were in a sitting position, and then you said eventually then you got into a position where your legs were out to the side. Remember telling us that? Okay. So you moved from the sitting with crossed legs to now with your legs out to the side.
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember why you did that?
No.
And all this time, he hasn't said anything to you, correct?
No.
And when you say no, you're saying that you agree that he did not say anything to you.
Yes.
Then after you say, and it's dark in the room, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you said that eventually, how was he dressed?
Like he is right now.
Okay, so he had like a shirt and his pants on?
Yes.
Okay. And you ever take his clothes off?
No.
Okay. You said that he then first touched your vagina with his hand.
Yes.
Okay. And then you said you believed that he put his penis into your vagina, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, once you were laying down, okay, was your gown off?
No.
Okay. Was your panties off?
No.
Okay. Were they around your ankle or?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said that you heard some noise from your parents' room, is that correct to say?
Yes.
Okay. And shortly after that, your mom went into the room,
Yes.
okay? to check on the air conditioning?
Yes.
Okay. And how were you dressed then when your mom walked in?
The same.
Okay, so had you pulled your panties up and put your nightgown down?
Yes.
And were you back in your air mattress?
Yes.
From the time you first heard your mom till the time she came in the room, how long? How long of a period of time was that?
Probably 30 seconds.
Okay. And so in 30 seconds, now, Jalen, did you see his penis?
Yes.
Okay. And how is it that you came to see his penis?
Pull down his underwear.
Okay. You pulled down so you pulled down his pants and his underwear, right?
His underwear.
Okay, did he have any pants on?
Yes.
Okay. So were his pants, did he take his pants down or off?
Neither.
Okay. Can you describe how far he pulled his underwear down? He pulled it down to his knees, to his ankles?
No.
How far down? Middle of his thigh?
No.
He never pulled his, okay. You said he pulled it down. Okay. Are you saying he just pulled it down enough for his penis to come out?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when your mom came in, what prompted her to go to the closet? You don't strike that. You said your mom checked to see if the air conditioning was working, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know, okay, and then she went to the closet and looked in the closet?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Jalen said that, told her that you were doing his hair, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and is that braiding it, or what have you done his hair before?
Yes.
Okay, is that something you normally do for him?
Not just him.
Okay, so you do that for other people, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so when mom came in, you said, yeah, I'm doing his hair, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you said you were scared.
Yes.
Why were you scared?
Because I'll get in trouble.
Okay, but you didn't do anything.
Okay.
You didn't do anything though, wrong, did you?
No.
Okay. And your mom's talked to you about this before, has she not? People inappropriate touching?
Yes.
Okay. And she told you that that was wrong, if that happened, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that you can always tell her if it happened?
Yes.
Okay. But despite that, you're saying now you're scared, correct?
Yes.
But it's not being scared from anything that Jalen said, right?
No.
Okay, because Jalen didn't say a word through all of this.
No.
Okay. When this was happening, did you know what was happening?
Yes.
Okay, did you know that this was a sexual act?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said that this happened, you said around midnight or so, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then you said later that morning, your mom was going to take you to get tested.
Yes.
Okay. And this is for a test for something we call a sexual assault test?
Yes.
Okay. Despite the fact that you told her nothing happened, right?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you write this letter to your mom?
I wrote the letter the same day.
Okay. Is this before or after you went to the hospital the first time?
Before.
Before?
Yes.
Okay, when did you go to the hospital?
After Jalen got taken by the police.
Okay, when did the police come?
After I told my mom and Jalen went and locked himself in the bathroom.
Okay, you know what time of the day?
After you wrote your mom the note?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. But your mom was gonna take you to get tested even before you wrote that note, is that correct?
I wrote it before.
Okay, but she was going to take you to get tested before you wrote that note. That was her intention, to take you to get tested.
No, I wrote the note before she said that.
So when you wrote her the note and then she said, I'm gonna take you to the doctors and get tested.
Yes.
Okay. Because when the prosecutor, when Mr. Plymell asked you, you said that she told you, the doctor's gonna tell me anyway, so you can tell me everything. Is that what happened?
Yes.
That you had already told her by your note that something had happened?
Yes.
Yeah, are you sure?
No, I had the note already written to give it to her.
Okay, so you hadn't given her the note yet.
No.
You wrote the note, and then she said, I'm gonna take you to the doctor. She thought something happened.
Yes.
I mean, I know that's a speculation, but I'm trying to, only to clarify for this. So you wrote the note,
Yes.
and she said, I'm gonna take you to the doctor. And then you
Yes.
gave her the note and you told her the truth. You told her
Yes.
your truth. Okay. Okay, go ahead, counsel.
Thank you, and thank you for clarifying that. And this is the first time this ever happened?
No,
No? When did this happen before?
at our old house.
Okay, same thing?
Yes.
Did it work? Okay, so when your old house, are you talking about in Georgia?
Yes.
Okay, and so did exactly the same things happen in Georgia that happened here?
No.
Okay. After the Georgia incident, is there a reason why you didn't tell your mom?
Yes.
Why?
I was scared.
Okay. And even though your mom had told you that's not your fault, you should tell her, right?
Yes.
With the court's permission. I have no further questions.
Anything else, Mr. Plymell?
No other questions, Judge, thank you.
Okay, you can step down and go back with, the lady, okay? I'm sorry, I don't know what your name is.
That's okay.
I apologize. Any other witnesses, Mr. Plymell?
No, Judge, if people have, no other witnesses.
Motion?
Well, I'm gonna let the witness step out of the courtroom, Judge.
Motion?
Judge, I didn't bring this up beforehand because I did not anticipate the testimony exactly going the way that it did. But I do believe that based on the testimony that the court, I would ask the court to add count 2 of criminal sexual conduct first degree relationship, the sexual penetration in that, well, 750.520B1B, the sexual penetration in that case being finger and genital opening. I didn't.
So a second count of the same?
Yes, just a different type of penetration.
Right, no, I
did
got
not-
it. I understand for, that's the way that, so you want to add a second
I
count?
think based on the testimony, I wasn't trying to play high.
No, I understand, argument?
We believe it's an issue of fact for trial.
I agree, it's an issue of fact. I'm going to bind the defendant over. The arraignment on the information will take place 2 weeks from today, November the 4th, and I'll continue the bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, you do have the order for counseling and testing for.
Yep, hand it to me and I'll sign it.
Thank you, Judge.
And then I think you have to take it up front, actually. Here it is. Paula, will you hand this back to him?
Oh, I'm sorry, I need to,
No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, I already signed it. All right,
oh,
we're all set. Thank you, thank you.
So I keep this the letter from,
Yeah, you can hold on.
You can hold on to that. And I'm gonna go off the live stream and walk up the hall. I'm done. Thank you very much, Paula. You can shut that off right now. I'm gonna go on the live stream. Okay.
I don't have the data. I don't want to be the one
Do you
to
want,
write it.
or you can shut it off?
I'm writing dates next to judge's signatures.
Today is the 21st.
Yes,
Actually, when you take it up front, they'll do it, but I'll put it in.
yeah, that's